Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Today's beer is from Counterpart Brewing Company in Niagara Falls, Ontario. It is just over here. It's right here. It's Origin. It's Origin Double Stout with maple syrup and coffee. 8% alcohol by volume. I'm actually really intrigued by this. I'm really excited by this. Keep cold, drink fresh. I don't keep my beer cold. It was fucking cold coming up here, though. We are up in the Arctic. Brewed and packaged at Counterpart Brewing, Niagara Falls, Ontario. There is a date code on here. I can't quite make it out. It's January 20th, 2021. Well, this must have been just canned like a day or two before Brian picked it up. I don't even remember this being on the page when I sent him a message with beers from them, because it is now February 16th. I've had this beer for about a week, so it showed up around the 9th, and it usually takes two to 5 weeks to get up here. Basically, you're looking at three business days to 10 business days after arriving in Montreal for it to get up here for me. Yeah. Origin. Okay, let's open her up and see what we got, shall we? Oh, I can smell the coffee already. I love that. I love that a lot. I cannot deny that when I open a coffee beer, if I cannot smell the coffee the second it pops, I'm like, is this even a real coffee beer? Is there actual coffee? I'm like that. I'm that guy. So as usual, going back to what I normally would say about a beer this dark, it's blacker than the black blood of the earth. Rah, 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 rah. I love that head, though. It's full-on mocha head. There is a snap, crackle, pop. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? So there is a snap, crackle, pop, as you see. The bubbles are fading rather quickly, but they're becoming big lulls before they disappear. That is a very beautiful looking head. And just the dissipation of it, the way it's dissipating is beautiful. Okay, so we'll put the rest of it in the cup. Visually, very appealing. It's exactly what I want to see. It's that thick, fluffy head that leaves the big, big holes before it disappears. It is a mocha color. The beer is black as can be, sent out of the glass. Oh my god, that smells amazing. It really is like it's like, I don't even know if Starbucks, I don't go to Starbucks often. I've had Starbucks maybe 4 times in my life. One was in Philadelphia with Boy Chuck and the Cantankerous Cook, and the other times were with my current wife Alicia while we were in Winnipeg. I don't know if they've had a maple frappuccino type of thing on their menu, but this smells like a maple frappuccino. My god, the maple syrup just pops right from the glass, and it's not like Aunt Jemima corn syrup. It is maple syrup, and I'm a connoisseur of maple syrup. One, I currently live in Nunavik, which is in Quebec, so we get some fucking amazing maple syrup in Quebec. And 2, my grandfather owned a maple bush, and I learned how to make my own maple syrup. I used to help him every year. Maple syrup right from the tree is, well, it's not right from the tree, but maple syrup that you made yourself with no additives and all that, fuck, it's amazing. And this has that natural maple syrup scent. And I love that even with all the head bubbles fading, it still has a retention right there, that there is that creamy mocha look. Visually very appealing. And on top of that maple syrup, which is so strong, it actually kind of reminds me of walking into a Timmy's at the same time, you know when they have the maple glazed donuts and stuff, and then they have the coffee brewing. It's that type of thing, because on top of that maple is a very nice medium roast coffee, and that's just out of the glass. What's the can hold for me? I think I just made a baby in my pants. That smells divine. Oh my god. Oh my god. That That is what this smells like, but intensified. The coffee explodes everywhere. The maple syrup explodes everywhere. There's this chocolate scent that's exploding all in the nostrils. It smells beautiful. Cheers. I have to try this. Okay. So maple syrup beers are a weird one for me because they are a science and they're hard to do. Maple syrup seems to sour rather quickly. You need to have a maple beer fresh, and you need to have a maple beer that was made by somebody that will crash cool and stuff like that, because if they don't crash cool, it seems to continuously ferment in the bottle. Take for instance the what the fuck is that brewery called? Oh, it's in North Bay with New Ontario. New Ontario made a maple syrup beer that exploded on me. It hit my hand. It was harsh. Brian, who was doing the videos with us, who did most of the graphics for Guy did the first few years of Albino Rhino Beer Festival graphics, and then Brian took over and did the graphics for the next few years. He screamed like a little girl. It popped on my hand. It gushed everywhere. My dog had a field day with it. It wasn't good. And there are a lot of maple beers that turn quickly. Nickelbrook has made some maple beers. They used to make some maple ales, and some of them had turned and everything else. So when I hear maple syrup beer, I get excited and I get scared at the same time. This is still excited. 8% alcohol. Is there an alcohol warming? Tiny bit. So I can't say it is a very, very dangerous beer per se, but it is a very, very dangerous beer because it's so fucking smooth and easy drinking. But you do have an alcohol warming, so it shouldn't be that dangerous for you, because you should know that it's more than a 5 or 6% alcohol beer. Carbonation, very minimal. That was my third sip. It is counting your sips. I love that with a beer. Nice stout, nice sticky stout. Count your sips for you. Gives it sticky lips. That's amazing. I love that. I do. The sensation, it is creamy, it is velvety, it is heavy. It has moderate to low carbonation, which I'm surprised with the amount of head that was made. This tastes awesome. The coffee is a nice, fresh, medium roast. That roast goes all the way through into a toasty biscuitiness at the end. So you have that roasted coffee taste on the middle, and then you go into a toasted bread flavor at the end, which just works so well. The maple syrup flavor is from the beginning to the end. There's also a tiny touch of a milk chocolate that's from the beginning to the end. This is a fucking exquisite beer. And Counterpart does some great beers, and I'm always excited when I see a Counterpart beer for things like this. I can't believe how good that was. I want more of them. I want more of them, and I want more of them right now. Again, coffee, maple syrup, chocolate, toastiness, roastiness, everything that I would want in a beer. I didn't even save any for my wife to try, because I'm an idiot. I'm an asshole. That's why you don't marry me, right? And why I'm already divorced once, and I'm sure I'll be divorced twice. Then once I'm divorced twice, if you have a Santa fetish, I'm available again. I know I'm an ugly motherfucker, but I look like Santa. Gets you in a little bit. Apparently, I look like an albino biker too, which gets you in. Other than the donut shirt. Out of 10 on this, a 9.75, which means I have none left to chug in the chug that I usually do at the end of this strut. But you're gonna get the stout strut, right? And it's gonna be as soulful as it can be in the very small space you have in the furnace room. It's gonna be like, yeah. Yeah. Stout strut, baby. Ooh, I'm glad you don't see me shaking my ass. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Counterpart Origin. Great fucking beer. Mwah. Bye.